Hello everybody and welcome to another craft session. We're going to have a go at doing some doodling with words and letters today. So as you can see, I've got the word hope. You could put any word you like, and where we've doodled, we've coloured in the letters. Can you see? Putting different colours in the different spaces so that we can see a letter that's formed. So I thought that was quite cool and quite easy as well, just something that you can do simply on your own in a peaceful moment, maybe sat in your bed or in the garden, although the weather looks a bit miserable today, to be honest. And as I was doing that, this reminded me of those old sort of puzzles that we used to do, that I used to do maybe, and maybe you still do, I don't know, as a child, where you would colour in, the shapes with the dots in, or it might be like a colouring with numbers, and I thought that would be quite a fun thing to create for someone else to colour in, maybe a younger brother or sister, or just for yourself really. So we're going to have a go at that as well. So you'll need pieces of paper, a black pen, you might want to use a ruler if you want to create a border. I've got a pencil, a rubber and some colouring crayons. So let's go for it. Let's get the camera into position so we can get on with our work. So like I say, I've created a border around this one. Now you might want to do it smaller on an A5 sheet, and that's fine, like this one. Okay, it won't take as long to colour in then, but just so to show you how I did this one, we're going to stick with that. So I've got my A5 piece of paper, and what I'm going to do all this in black pen so that you can see it clearly, but you can do this in pencil if you want to. It's up to you. So I'm going to create just about a centimetre border all around the piece of paper, and I'm going to keep my design inside that, and it just makes it, I don't know, just gives it a little edge, maybe a little edge of professionalism. And also you could always frame it afterwards if you wanted to. Okay, hopefully look, my ruler has made a mess on there. I suppose I should clean it each time. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to firstly get a pen. I will use a pencil for this actually. I'll try and use a dark one so that you can see it. And I'm going to write the word that I want to put there. Now this can be anything. You could even try and trace a word. I don't know if we can see that. Oh, we can just about look through there if you wanted to. Okay, so I'll try and trace my word hope there. You could do a name. You could do something to go in the window, like thank you or NHS. It's up to you really. So I'm doing them quite big bubble letters, but you can go for whatever design you fancy. Now I don't know whether you can see that. Yeah, so I've got the pencil marks. And like I say, you could do a picture if you didn't want to use letters. So now what I'm going to do is actually I am going to take my black pen, and I'm just going to start taking my pen for a walk across the paper. So I'm going to start on my border, and I'm just going to go for it like this. Okay, I'm going to go over the word as much as possible, but I'm not going to go outside of the border. Now you could keep going, or you could stop, and then you could start again somewhere. You could do a little swirl to start with. Maybe this could show how you're feeling today. I'm going to do just one more here. I'm going to stop there. So can you see I've taken my pen for a walk all over the word. So I've got the word hope in there, hidden in there almost. So what I'm going to do now, and hopefully you can see your word or your picture with the pencil, is I'm going to start colouring in the shape. So my word hope, like on here, look, has been split by the black lines. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a colour and colour in alternate spaces. Now when I was doing this I thought it would be simple, but as you can see on here, if you look closely, I've gone wrong. I've coloured in bits, or I've started to colour in bits that aren't part of the letters. Okay, so you do need to concentrate a little bit. What colour should I go for? I'll go for a purple this time. So I'm going to start on the H so you understand what I mean. So I found a shape there that is within my pencil H. Okay, you could use paints or pencil crayons, or you could just go black and white. You know, there's so much that you can do just with one pen or one pencil. There's a bit there, look. You see that? I'm gonna do it just alternative. So I probably need at least 2 colours, but I might need 3, depending on the pattern that I've created with those squiggles, because I don't want the same colour next to each other, or touching, so to speak. So can you see I haven't gone into that part because that's not in my H, and you should begin to see it appearing in the doodle. Okay, go up there. I've been trying to keep these crafts, these art times, quite simple. I'd love to do, I don't know, something with wool or do weaving, but I know that a lot of people won't have those resources. Especially at this time, we can't just go out, can we, and buy things that aren't essential. There's little bits there. I'm going to go for this bit here. Ooh, gone across the line. Don't worry too much if you do that, as long as you're in your H. And this would be a nice thing to do on the front of a card that you're making for somebody's birthday, or a little tag that you're going to put on a present. Obviously you do it a lot smaller. So I think that's all I can do in the purple. So if I went for a red, I'm now going to try and fill in all the other shapes in the H. Like I say, you could do this in black and white. It looks like I am going to need a 3rd colour. Because I've got a space there and there that's going to be next to each other. So maybe 3 colours. It's good to choose from. I've got a little bit there. This is where it gets tricky. Hopefully you can start to see the H emerging. I'm going to have to do that one red. And then, oh, I'm going to have to do that one red, look. And then I need to use a 3rd colour. Maybe if I go for pink. Keeping it in that end of the colour wheel. Pinks, purples, reds. Although, I'm going to have to... Oh, there's a big... Oh, no, you see, I've done it wrong already. Where have I done? Ah, yeah, I've done this wrong. So see this bit here? I'm actually in the wrong area. So this is the bit that I need to do. So this is what I mean by it being a little bit tricky. So this bit here is now an extra bit. And it's this bit that I need to colour in. So there you go. This bit here is my mistake. But you can see what I mean by getting the H. Okay, so that it begins to look like this. And you just keep colouring and trying not to go wrong, like me. Now, another thought that I had, that I said at the beginning, was to create something for somebody else maybe to do. So again, take your pen for a walk across the page. So I've got one here that I've done earlier. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get probably a pencil to start with, and I'm going to write a name. I think I'm going to do my daughter's name, Esme. So I'm going to do an E, an S, an M, and I'm going to squeeze another E in. So you see it was good I did it in pencil, because it might have gone wrong. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over that word or name. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a dot in each of the spaces that someone would need to colour in to create the word. Okay. So there's the S. I'm going to put the dots in. Again, take your time. We've already seen how easy it is to go wrong. Oh, these are quite tiny spaces, look. You could set this as a challenge, couldn't you? If not for a brother or sister, maybe mum and dad. You could maybe write in a secret message. Maybe you could say thank you. Or when's my tea? Don't know. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. And I guess the bigger you do those designs, the more complicated it would be to see, and they would have to start colouring it in to find the answer, wouldn't they? So it'd probably be nice to use pencil crayon then to colour in all the areas with dots. And if you wanted to go one step further, you could, I guess, put in numbers and then a number chart. So number 1, you colour this bit in blue, number 2, orange, whatever you want. So you could make it quite complicated and interesting for someone to do. But try to make all your words positive words. You know, we need hope at this time, don't we? So enjoy your doodling. Take care. Till next week. Bye.